am Mark Titus.
And I'm Tate Frazier.
We are Titus and Tate. We have taken Asheville.
Yes.
It belongs to us after 3 days here at the Maui Invitational. Titus and Tate take Asheville. Brought to you by Harris Cherokee Casinos.
Thank you so much, Harris.
We are here live at mid-court of where the Maui Invitational just took place.
Yep.
20-ish feet from where I am standing, Matt Coleman ripped Tate's heart out at the buzzer.
With this ball right
with
here.
His ball.
Yeah, he made it with this ball. I want to punt it right now, but I will not do that. I'll just throw it away.
The Texas Longhorns crowned for the first time ever the Maui Invitational champions. Congratulations to Texas. Let's break it down, Tate. You are a North Carolina. You wear your loyalties on your sleeve.
Yes.
It is no secret.
Yes.
The viewers at home know this. You are a North Carolina Tar Heel through and through.
Yes.
Walk us through your heart getting ripped out by Matt Coleman at the buzzer there.
Well, a lot of people will forget this. Leaky Black made two very important free throws in this game, folks, to tie the game at 67. I was sitting right here behind the basket. There was a nice Carolina fan in the building. He looked at me and said, "I'm feeling pretty good." And I said, "Fingers crossed for overtime." That's all we were thinking, folks.
Yeah.
Let's go to overtime. We're in the Tar Heel State. North Carolina goes to overtime. They're the champions. They're the Maui champions. But with the Maui champions, we know the recipe. If North Carolina wins the Maui championship, then they have the expectations of the national championship.
Right.
We know the recipe. We know the routine. So that was also in the back of my mind. If they win this game, then the pressure's on. You have to deliver the national championship.
You're living in an alternate reality, it sounds like.
It's called being a fan. It's an alternate reality. But anyways, as we get down on offense, Matt Coleman, a kid that wanted to go to North Carolina once upon a time, he's dribbling the ball out. I see the clock running down, and I feel it. I'm going faint. I'm going white. I'm going ghost. And he takes the shot. The ball bounces. The soft rims of Maui deliver.
That was
we got a championship game.
That's what stood out to me. I mean, we were worried moving the tournament to North Carolina. Were the rims going to be soft? It's something you and I love about the Lahaina Civic Center. The soft rims. I don't know if they were. We saw.
I'm sweating right now just thinking about Matt Coleman being right there hitting the shot. So
we saw some poor shooting performances. Certainly, Indiana against Texas yesterday had one of the worst shooting performances in program history. So there was a sense that maybe the rims weren't that soft, Tate.
Yep.
But
That's
then
what people
Matt
are saying.
Coleman, the lasting image of the Maui Invitational is the soft rim, the ball bouncing twice, falling in for the Texas Longhorns. I think it's a fair result, though. I think Texas was the better team throughout the entire tournament. I think Texas proved to be a very worthy champion. Up 12 at halftime, 14 was it?
Yeah,
it was
12 at halftime.
Yeah. For North Carolina to come back in this game in the first place, I found kind of impressive. And I think you have to, there's no such thing as a moral victory at the Maui Invitational, but there is such thing as the Maui bump. And I feel like Texas certainly got the Maui bump, but North Carolina, there's nothing to be ashamed of if you're a Tar Heel.
They are a blue blood. They have won this 4 times.
Right.
So there was no way they were going to get the Maui bump per se. But you mentioned our brand. Our brand was doing great tonight because we have the Maui bump, and we were waiting for a team to take that. We talked about in the first episode. We talked about Indiana. We talked about Texas. One of the two hit. And Indiana got like a semi-bump. You mentioned North Carolina. I think Indiana is that secondary team. And then you talk about the race to 69, folks. We joke about it all the time. The Maui championship game literally comes down to the race to 69. Matt Coleman hits the shot 69-67. Texas leads with the championship. They celebrate on the court. And you and I, we looked at each other after the game and we said, man, if only we were in the Lahaina Center, if only we had fans around us.
I think that's an interesting
What a moment
point.
it would be.
That is an interesting point about the last second shot. It was a very bizarre atmosphere to be here. We're very thankful to Maui Invitational for allowing us to be inside this bubble. That's cool. We certainly think the decision to not have fans is the correct one based on what's going on in the world around us.
Of course.
But
what if?
Objectively, it would have been better had the fans been here. You play the what if because a shot like that certainly deserved a crowd, even if it wasn't Texas fans. I mean, we are in Asheville, North Carolina. I'm guessing if fans were allowed in here, it would have been mostly North Carolina fans. But just having some sort of sound, having like the dejected,
they just had me whimpering over there to the side. That was all
some sort of emotion other than like the Texas bench coming onto the floor. It felt very bizarre. It definitely did, and I think that's worth noting because, but the shot counts the same nonetheless. The Wayne Duke belongs to the Texas Longhorns.
Wow.
It's not going to say on the trophy that the tournament was played in Nashville. It's not going to say that there were no fans here. It's going to say that Texas won the 2020 Maui Invitational, and that's all that matters.
And when we walked into this venue here, at the Harris Cherokee Casino, arena, we were walking around. They had the banners up, the Maui banners, and we were thinking to ourselves, what team needs to get into this class of teams, that are here today. We talked about Michigan maybe being one of those teams. Ohio State was the one we came to because we realized that Michigan had won 2 of these, obviously. And then Texas is the team that actually makes it happen. So congratulations.
Texas
to the
has a
Longhorns.
very good team. I'm excited to see where Texas goes from here. I think This is not me saying. Don't mistake this for me saying that like I saw this coming. I thought Indiana was going to beat Texas. So
go back to the first episode when we were asked about the Maui bump. I said Texas. Texas gets the Maui bump. Congratulations to Shaka Smart. Thank you, Shaka.
What I'm saying here is
not. You're the best.
What I'm saying here is not that. As you.
What I'm saying is that
as you reverse engineer this tournament. It makes sense that Texas won, just in the sense that they are experienced. They brought basically their entire team back. They had a 5-star recruit in Greg Brown. I guess we shouldn't be that surprised that that in a weird season that we have, not a lot of practicing going on. Certainly, the practicing that is going on isn't normal. It would make sense that the team that is basically the same as they were last year.
100% of their scoring came back, and they delivered. And we saw it. They had a familiarity, they had continuity, and that helped in the Maui Invitational.
Any other notes before we get out of here?
I just wanted to point out, because Indiana was a team that we had talked about before. They bounced back. Obviously, Texas blows them out. I think it was 22 points that ended up being the final score they lost by in that game. So there were some concerns, maybe some reservations, but they bounced back today. They looked like themselves. Trace Jackson
Davis. Go home with the win. I mean, 2 wins. They won the first game, but go home on a positive note.
Yeah, moral
Trace
high.
Jackson Davis playing really well. I would love to see Indiana's guard step up and hit shots still, but if Trace Jackson Davis is going to score 31 points,
it's okay. I think that'll be fine. Yeah.
Also, we should mention Stanford, who Indiana beat today.
Yep.
For third place in the Invitational. Stanford is now in an interesting situation where they because of the order put in place by Santa Clara County in California, they are going to stay in North Carolina for a couple weeks.
Yep.
So I just wanted to point that out, that maybe I don't think that was what affected them today. So, Zaire Williams isn't. I'm not making excuses for him. Zaire Williams is not 100%. Whatever. What I'm saying, Tate, is I like the Stanford team a lot. They have endured a little adversity early in the season. The adversity is not going to go away anytime soon. So if you are someone who watched Stanford in this Invitational and you're saying I wasn't super impressed, just give it time. We still believe in them. We still believe in the Cardinals.
The state bird of North Carolina is the Cardinals, so it makes sense that Stanford would want to be in this state. They seem very happy here. We had Zaire Williams tell us that he did not pack to stay for this long, so it'll be interesting.
He said he only had 4 pair of underwear. So
I don't know how
we'll
that
see.
works, but we need washer
he's got to
dryers
stretch that
for
out
those
for
guys.
2 weeks.
Yeah,
so we're gonna see how
we'll keep an eye on Stanford.
goes.
They're going to be a great tournament team. We think they'll do well in the Pac-12. And then I want to mention Davidson because combined they lost by 3 points in the first 2 games. They win their 3rd game. So if there's any team that could get a little bit of a moral bump out of here, it's another fellow North Carolina team in Davidson. Kellen Grady played better in this game. Sam Meninga, our guy, did not quite come through, but he will.
It was a bad matchup. Four guard lineup tonight. It's not a game.
It's not his
but
fault.
That's okay.
It's not your fault, Sam.
Also, while we're mentioning teams that won today, Alabama also won, so they get to go home.
Yes, congratulations, Coach Oates.
Anything else? Let's put a bow on this.
Oh man,
Maui Invitational, by far the weirdest Maui Invitational that's ever been played, and that includes the 1987 Maui Invitational where the media voted on the entire Iowa Hawkeyes as the MVP.
Yes, who would have thought? What a thing.
My favorite fact, maybe in all of college basketball, is that as someone, I'll say this: I was part of the voting process for the MVP today, and granted, we saw a guy who led Texas in scoring the entire tournament and
then hit a game-winning shot, so pretty easy.
So it made it a little easy, but. Going through the voting processes as someone who got a vote on it this time, I just think back to the 1987 time, and the media members then. What were they doing? Were they in the break room just eating, and they were like, "Oh, well,
they
we
were
gotta
snorkeling."
Vote?
That's what happened. They were all snorkeling, and they came back and they said, "Who was good on Iowa?" Just
anyway,
give it to the whole team.
I bring that up to give you the context that once upon a time, the entire team won an MVP trophy, and it was still not as weird as what this tournament was with no fans, played in Asheville, and yet I still feel like it was a success. We got all the games in. Every team that signed up to be a part of the Maui Invitational stayed in the Maui Invitational. We played the whole thing through. It was the only event that was the case in college basketball. And Maui's the king. Maui, the last 4 years, folks, go look at the Maui Invitational title games.
Unbelievable.
The way they've wrapped up. Maui is the king. Maui will always be the king. You can play it in Maui. You can play it in Asheville. You can play it on Mars. Nothing will top the Maui Invitational. We love it. Thank you to the city of Asheville, though.
Thank you so much, Asheville. Thank you to the Wayne Duke Trophy for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you to Pernicious IPA and Wicked Weed for sponsoring us. Thank you for everyone on the team, our production team, everyone that took care of us all week. We have just been sitting around here watching games. It's been great.
Thank you to the folks back home.
Oh, thank you to the folks back home.
Thank you to the folks back home.
Oh my gosh, we love you so much. Friends of the program, always and forever.
We are very thankful for the city of Asheville for stepping up and being a great host. But we cannot wait to get back to Maui next year.
Yes.
We have an awesome field.
We're coming.
Folks, I don't want to get you too excited. There's a lot to think about right now.
Mike Bray is coming home.
We still have a full college basketball season to think about. But Mike Bray will be at the 2021 Maui Invitational.
Oh, it warms my heart just hearing that. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
and hopefully we will be there too. See you guys. Congratulations, Texas.
Go Longhorns. Hook 'em. All the above.